one, which is formerly the Wave, I believe. It's really cool. They've got all these pictures of Walt and Disney being built. It's like a whole historical context in here. And then here along the hallway. Go. They also have kind of seating areas. Bar area. You do make a good espresso martini here, if you're wondering about that. Couple of reasons why I really enjoy it over here at Steakhouse 781. One is with walking distance to Magic Kingdom, so it's easy to come here for lunch or for breakfast. You just kind of hop over if you're at Magic Kingdom for the day. It does until leaving, but then when you go back, you have a separate security area, so it's a little bit easier to make that transition back and forth. They have a full bar here that opens at 11:45, and the bar area is quite large with lots of seating around it, so that can be an option maybe if you didn't have a reservation. As far as breakfast items, they will do a basket of pastries for gluten-free, which includes a bunch of Udie's products mainly. So Udie's muffins, toast, donuts, I think, maybe it's Knick. I never remember that brand, how to say that brand's name, but you know what I'm talking about, Knick. Anyways, that one is in there with donuts, muffins, those types of things. They have fresh fruit. We could do a plant-based omelet, gluten-free. You can also do hash, steak and eggs. There's cheesy grits. All of that kind of Western omelet, another kind of omelet, Mickey waffles, all of that stuff is here for breakfast. So it's a really, really great option for breakfast if you are going to Magic Kingdom, where we know it is pretty wastelandish for gluten-free breakfast. Also, they have a variety of drinks, so different coffee drinks and just specialty ones. There was one that I wanted to get. It was a spritz, but it was made with different liqueurs and then a Sauvignon Blanc. Just an interesting take. I actually I don't like to have bubbles like seltzers and stuff like that or champagne. Just my belly as I'm aging has been not keen on that. But I would like to have it with a white wine, so I might get that one day. Today, however, I figured I would start off the day with a dark espresso martini. So that would be an espresso martini without the Bailey, so no cream in that, and I'm pumped. Okay, so here we are with the espresso martini that I ordered dark. I actually forgot to say decaf, so whoops. Let's see how this goes. Yeah. Nothing says morning at the Magic Kingdom like an espresso martini, because it's a coffee drink. It is a coffee drink, right? It's got espresso in it. Everything else would be like what mimosa would be considered that, coffee with Baileys, maybe something like that. So, hello. It's just done a little bit differently. So here we have the the vegan omelet modified to be gluten-free. So the only difference that comes with the gluten-free one is that you get Udie's toast with it instead of the buns. That's why it's not labeled on the menu as gluten-free, because they have to swap out the bread. So once that swap happens, then it's perfectly gluten-free. However, note that the addition of Udie's bread does make it no longer vegan, because Udie's bread does contain egg. So I have an egg dish here with an egg-filled bread. Anyhow, but I don't even think that you need it. I'm probably not going to eat that because it comes with this big old side of potatoes here, and that is just fine for a starchy side. Okay, let me get some of this. It is filled with spinach, vegan cheese. There are 2 pieces of Impossible sausage on the side, and it's got some tomatoes in it. So it's not the most beautiful addition I've ever done, but anyways, here we go. Oh, it's for you. I think they said it was made with just egg, which is a vegan substitute for eggs. and it's wonderful. This is a very good dish. I'm gonna try the sausage just so you see. But this, I don't know if they make this in-house, but this is not the Impossible sausage that comes from the frozen section for us at the grocery store. It looks much better. Well, I think they make those here. Ooh. Oh, that's good. This is a huge portion, y'all. $17 for all of this stuff. They brought me a little side of butter, and of course I have my jug of drink. This is great. So we're gonna do it my way. The walkway to Magic Kingdom, and you see there's just this cute little path that goes right across the street, and then it's a hippity hop 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 over to the MK. So you do this back and forth. I'll time out the walk, but I'm gonna say it probably takes 5 to 7 minutes to walk. So this is not a big thing to do if you were at the MK and you need just a really good breakfast or sit-down meal. Highly recommend Steakhouse 71. It is morning time at the Magic Kingdom. The Dapper Dans are singing. And I don't know if my microphone's on, so let's check that. We are at Magic Kingdom. It is breakfast time. The park just opened not too long ago. We are here to find what you all wanted, which is all the breakfast foods. I'll do my best. But here we are. There she is. See her? Oh, girlfriend. Let's see what you've got for the breakfast. Okay, let's give it a go. Okay, first try is Starbucks. There's a Starbucks on Main. I'm gonna circle back to that in a little bit because the line is currently weaved around and around and out the store and down the block, which is why, honestly, I usually never recommend stopping there for anything. I recommend getting your stuff on your way in, unless you're just like a die-haired Starbuckser. But it just takes time. Like if you already woke up super early to get here, to try and get the benefits of either early entry or of just getting here early and trying to get on a bunch of rides before Lightning Lane stuff starts or other people wake up, if you're spending an hour, 30 minutes, 40 minutes, whatever it is, in the Starbucks line, I feel like it kind of defeats that purpose. But you do you. I have no judgment. I have my own things too. So if that is where you want to go when you first come in, maybe the family goes on to something else, or you all wait together because you all want it, I am not hating on you. Do what you do. I support you fully. All the way, May. There she is again. There she is again. First up, we have Starbucks, which of course is right on Main Street. So you come down Main Street about halfway. There's a Magic store on one side. If you hit Casey's Corners Hot Dogs, you've gone too far. Across from that, you will see the Starbucks. You will know it because it looks like a store with a giant, giant line coming outside. There's nothing there. I went up and asked, and they said the only thing that they have that would maybe be considered is a Marshmallow Dream Bar, which is kind of like a Rice Krispie treat. They did not have that packaging out available for me to look, so I didn't get to check at that. However, I don't want a Rice Krispie treat for breakfast. So that's it. There was nothing else. Over in Animal Kingdom, there are more options there at the Starbucks area, but at this one, there's nothing. So we've got to keep on trucking, keep on walking, and the more you know. Ooh, we got sun already. Here we are in Tomorrowland, which is the first stop. Usually a lot of rides are open here earlier than other areas of the park. Like if you're super early entry, this is where we like to hit out Speedway, the race cars. The name escapes me. And then Buzz Lightyear and all of that. But also we have the lunching pad, which is right behind me. The lunching pad is where you can get hot dogs and pretzels. Well, you cannot, but other people can. And then they also have a breakfast loaded tot kind of a bowl situation. So we are going to check that out and see what is up with that. First stop at Magic Kingdom, we actually do have success. So we were over at the lunching pad. The lunching pad is normally a hot dog pretzel stand that's nestled between Buzz Lightyear, Space Mountain in Tomorrowland, all that stuff, Astro Orbiters, like right in that general vicinity. And that is where you will find this. So this is a tater tot breakfast bowl. It's right here. I will do a little other video of it, but we've got some sour cream, a cheese omelet, pico de gallo, tater tots, and then a queso. So it looks like gravy, which might be concerning, because if you're gluten-free, you're going, oh no ma'am, can't do that gravy. But that's not gravy, that's queso gravy. In queso gravy, get this. So here we've got our little bite all ready for us. It's lovely. It's heavy. Like, this is a heavy bowl. It is. It's got some weight to it, okay? This is not your light breakfast where you're like, I'm just gonna grab something quick so I can prance around Magic Kingdom and be light on my feet all day. That ain't this. If that's what you're looking for, you might want to bring an apple or a banana, because Magic Kingdom ain't gonna help you out in that regard. But lunching pad for breakfast, I did talk to one of the allergy coordinators there. They assured me that there is nothing else in the tater tots except for the tater tots. So we have a dedicated tot fryer for that, which means that would be safe. And as always, I wait a few days before this. So if anything else comes up and I feel like, whoop, that was a no-go, I'm gonna let you know. But for right now, looks like we're good. Lunching pad, MK, breakfast time, Tomorrowland. Hey! Here we are at Friar Nook's. This is over in Fantasyland. So over here is the Winnie the Pooh ride and Seven Dwarfs Mine Train, Friar Nook's, and then you see we have the carousel over there with Pinocchio House in the background. So that is the location. They do have breakfast sandwiches here. They have a tater tot bowl with ranch and bacon and chives on it. That is served all day long, so that would be kind of a breakfast option. And yeah, let's check it out. Okay, so at Friar Nook's, they have an allergy binder, which was the same at Lunching Pad. They would have allergy binders there where you can look to see what is or is not safe for your allergies. And while they list all the ingredients, and they even have pictures of like the labels of ingredients, which is fantastic, what they don't have is information about cross-contamination. So a shared fryer or a fryer that's not a dedicated fryer, any of that stuff they don't have. So I had a conversation with the cast member that was up there. I think she was trying her best to kind of navigate it, but it is tough. You guys know, before you had allergies or before your loved ones had allergies, these aren't things that are normally on our mind. So I give a pass to that when it's kind of a struggle. I did ask for a manager to come out because I wanted to be sure, and I wanted to let you all know what is definitely safe and what is not. In the book, the tots are safe. They have all of the gluten-free ingredients. They do contain dairy, but you could even modify to have them dairy-free if you needed that. However, the Friars are a dedicated tot fryer. They have a dedicated tot fryer, and they have a dedicated ham pie fryer. And now they have new hand pies there that are stuffed with macaroni and cheese. Sounds delicious. Not for you and I. We could make it at home perhaps, but you can't have it here. Anyhow, so what the manager told me is that yes, that fryer is perfectly dedicated to tots. And at times they may have a fryer go down for the hand pies, at which point they will use the tot fryer for the hand pie fryer. So they cross it. And then I asked, well, maybe is it better just to order first thing in the morning, because then you're getting fresh things before the hand pies are even an option to be served? And she said not really, because there are times where they don't change out the oil in the fryer and they don't clean them. So that if they had that used the day before, that would still carry over to the next day. And that is not really something that anybody taking over on this shift would know. So I'm gonna say Friar Nook's, just X that one out, because it doesn't seem to be a safe option, and I don't know that I would risk it, being that there's no way to like really confirm that. Magic Kingdom is big. Oh my gosh. Hey. See? They agreed. They agreed. When I said nix out Friar Nook's, they said, yeah, we second that, with fireworks in the background. So Anyhow, there is that. Here we have the Crystal Palace, which is located over at the entrance to Adventureland. Of course, Adventureland is where Pirates of the Caribbean and Jungle Cruise are. So this is right off the main street. Okay, just ducked into the back of Casey's Corner because it's currently closed since they don't serve breakfast here and it's still breakfast time. But I wanted to talk about Crystal Palace. So that is an option. It is a buffet restaurant, and like all buffets in Disney, obviously that comes with a chance of cross-contamination. So the buffets for breakfast, they do the same for lunch and dinner, and you have 3 different options when you go there. The first one would be that you can pick out what you want on the buffet line and just kind of go at will to see what might work for you and what might not. So if you have an intolerance or are not a sensitive maybe, and that has worked for you in the past, give it a go. If not, they will give you a list, and that list will contain all of the things that are safe for your allergy and for all the other allergies. You can then go through on that, walk the buffet line, and get what you want yourself. The other option is to ask for a chef, which is what I recommend and what I normally do. With the chef, you will either do a couple of things depending on who the chef is. Some chefs will walk the line with you, and they will ask you what you want out of that line, and they'll mark it down. Other chefs will have you just look at the menu, the allergy guide that they've given you, and then they will ask for which items that you want. Either of these ways, you can ask for them to get it from the back. So that way it is free of cross-contamination, you're getting fresh food from there, and you are not taking the risk that the plates that you're using are cross-contaminated. And not to scare you, but here's a story that I've told people before, that I was at Hollywood and Vine with my son over summer break last year, and so that is a buffet restaurant as well. We went up to the buffet to get his food, not mine. Mine was coming from the back, so we were waiting. But he is not gluten-free, he doesn't have an allergy, and he wanted the regular buffet deal, so that was fine. We went up there to get a plate. So first he started with bread, sat down, had his bread service, and then went back up. He saw that the plates for the lunch and the dinner they said that they were hot plates, they were warmed plates, and he was curious how warm that was. So he took his hand that he had just eaten the focaccia with, and he put it on top of the plate to see if it was warm or not. Of course, I said, don't do that, take your hand off. And knowing that we are very sensitive to allergies, what we immediately did was we removed that plate from the stack so that nobody else would use it or be exposed to it. But a lot of people that have food allergies or maybe just don't notice that happened, that plate might be left there. And then you come up with the food allergies, take that plate, put your food on top of it, and of course this is how that happens, right? So I do caution to just ask for the chef, get your food from the back. Not to self-promote, but I'm going to for a moment here. But in my guide, I do also have a list of all of the gluten-free, dairy-free, gluten-free, vegan items that are at the buffets that are inside the parks. And what I personally do when I go is I look over that list again. I write down the things that I'm going to want for breakfast. So when the chef comes over to meet with us, I just hand them that list, and then they can go in the back and get it. So that cuts down on some of that time that you're waiting in between. The other point that I wanted to make about Crystal Palace is that the characters there are pretty unique in that they have the Winnie the Pooh gang. So there's Winnie, Tigger, Piglet, I think that's it. I don't think Eeyore is there. So those are the characters roaming around, which if your kids or you are very, very into that, awesome place to go. And of course, it's right here inside the Magic Kingdom. So those are your quicker breakfast options. The other sit-down options here would be Cinderella's Palace, Cinderella's Castle, Cinderella's Royal Table. Haha, that's the one. Cinderella's Royal Table has a breakfast. That one is a little bit tough to get into, but since it is a table service, you can have a chef come out to you and go through the whole table service thing. Those are, yep. There you have it. Magic Kingdom. So here we are back getting all the Magic Kingdom vibes on Main Street, and just wanted to kind of recap what we have here. So in Magic Kingdom for breakfast, you have nothing at Starbucks, a tater tot breakfast bowl with an omelet on top over at the lunching pad. You have nothing at Friar Cook's, and then a buffet breakfast at Crystal Palace or Cinderella's Royal Table. And those are the options here. Or you can go with my option, which is to exit Magic Kingdom, turn to the left, go over to Steakhouse 71, have a delicious breakfast and some bevies if that's what you're into, and then make your way back in. The walk there and back is about less than 10 minutes. So it's about 8-minute walk to get to Contemporary, which is not bad, considering you can get over to the Contemporary for breakfast in less time than it will take you to get to the front of the line in Starbucks. And that is your tip of the day from Gluten Free Cheetah from Magic Kingdom. Bye.